Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities. We'll work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these areas, topics, subjects, looking for potential investment opportunities. I just released a midweek update on the website, so you can also check out that. It goes over a lot of the oil stocks, dry bulk shipping, and there's steel, uranium, whatever. There's a whole bunch of different commodity areas that I cover, and I share my opinions freely there. You can use the discount coupon code. Discount is the coupon code. Get yourself a little bit of a discount when signing up on the monthly membership for the first month only, and you get a larger discount on the yearly membership if you'd like to sign up for that. All right, let's dive in, take a look. We've got the dollar here, and the dollar is down 0.1%. It was down stronger earlier in the day. We have this rising wedge that looks like the dollar could break lower. That generally is driven by a lowering of interest rates. That's generally the driver, and that's kind of what it looks like going on. And we could be topping here to turn over. And again, that's being driven by interest rates. So when we look at interest rates, the 2-year, and my opinion, my guess is that the Federal Reserve is in here doing something. The reason I would guess that is because this is a bullish formation, but we got a bearish formation on the dollar, which means people knew about it before it was going to occur. So we had a big hit lower here. It hit the ground running early in the market open. They just slammed the living crap out of it. They did that on all different accounts. We created a gigantic bearish engulfing pattern, which we could bring interest rates on down. The 10-year yield also getting smacked pretty hard today, down almost 3%. And then we've got the 30-year yield down about 2%. This could have an impact on the pricing of markets. We were getting up around that 5% area, which falls out of the, quote, Goldilocks interest rate. So got hit pretty hard there with interest rates and the dollar pulling back a little bit. We should see those interest rate sensitive sectors go up today because interest rates were down quite a bit. Sectors like home builders, NASDAQ, S&P 500, they should all get a boost on higher. And obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're also going to move on up too. TYX TNX ratio, we were coming on up a little bit today, where the 10-year went down more than the 30-year, bringing this ratio on up, and that's going to put a boost under gold and silver. When this ratio comes from an inverted state down here and moves on up, if we get that type of move in yields, that's when gold and silver are going to go ballistic goose. Bond prices are up. Obviously, when yields are down, bond prices are up. So we got this big gap today. We have the 2 and the 10-year, where the yield curve went up. It inverted a little bit, with the 2-year dropping a little bit less than the 10-year. We've got gold up $38 an ounce. It looks fantastic. It looks ready to rip. Let's rip this thing to the upside. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing with small selling pressure here. That's a bullish formation to break higher in gold. Now, if yields drop and the dollar drops, run, baby, run. That's what we're going to see. Silver also following suit with gold. It's about to rip out of this potentially falling wedge pattern. It was up over 4% today. Pretty strong move in silver. It closed incredibly strong. We could see silver really start to run for us run here. It's looking pretty good. Platinum down slightly, 0.18%, not partaking in the move today, but still looks very good from a long-term perspective, and we are squeezing into this corner here on a 3-hump consolidation. Palladium up 2.82. That's also moving higher today. Looks pretty good to work its way on up after breaking out of this falling wedge. GDX up 1.1, GDXJ up 0.48, and SILJ up 0.9. Did not nearly move as much as gold and silver today. The gold and silver miners are not partaking in this move yet, and I was surprised by that. XAU to gold ratio still very much held lower at a very low level right on support. So gold and silver mining companies versus gold. Crude oil ripping it 3.9%. There we are to the upside and accelerating. The green candlesticks are getting bigger as we are going on up. So that's a pretty big move today. It finished quite strong, and I don't know if we're going to be continuing to rocket higher tomorrow or not, but that's a clear breakout, and it looks very strong for oil. We do have some resistance. We can look at these resistance. I'm going to go into the weekly candlesticks. We have resistance coming right about where we're at. Let me put a horizontal on here. I don't know if I drew that horizontal. There it is. So the horizontal is about $84, $85, right in that range, 84-ish dollars. So that's what we really want to break if we're going to get a big move. As resistance is going to be less and less as we get above that. But as of right now, oil looks fantastic. TTF gas up slightly, still within the channel, still looks good in the uptrend channel. Natural gas in America up 4%. We were at support. That blue support level is this trend line that was kind of the last trend line move that started in 2010. I do think that this was a downward move. It ended here. My goodness. Here. In 2020, we broke out of it. This is our retest that had a bigger retest, and we are going to work our way on up, probably to a much higher elevated natural gas price over time, would be my guess. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, it is turtle heading out and breaking through that neckline. The neckline is this neckline that I've got drawn going across right there. That's the neckline. We've got a shoulder, head, shoulder that is starting to break out. My Lord, this is a big pattern, guys. Big patterns produce big moves. Big moves produce big gains. So we are starting to break out. We'll see if we do a retest or not, but it looks really good for XOP. OIH, the energy service company, is moving up 2.24%. That's also participating. Looking pretty good. I like the big green candlesticks coming in. We'll see if we can get some follow through and continue higher here. Newcastle coal futures down 1.46%. We're kind of right down there trying to put in a bottom. I do think coal's going to engage in this move. We've got a lot of inflationary pieces that are moving right now. Oil, nat gas, fertilizers, a lot of stuff like that. This has had a pretty big pullback. I do think that this is an opportunity. I do. I think people are sleeping on it. I wouldn't sleep on it. Ground Physical Uranium Trust up 1.7%, looking a little bit better. We are in this big flag pattern. We haven't broken out yet, but it will. And it's going to run, Forest, run. It's going to be a big move. We have a bullish engulfing here. We've got the setup. It's all set up, ready to try to work its way on up. Uranium futures pricing is still in this pattern. Squeezing on up. Still looks good to move on up. URA up 1.65, bouncing off support. We've got URNM up a little bit today, and URNJ up about 0.76. So I think we need the uranium futures pricing, some of that stuff to start moving, and then I think uranium could follow after it. Copper 1.35, breaking out of its pattern to the upside. This is getting interesting, guys. A lot of stuff looks pretty good here. Since copper's starting to break out, our diversified miners are going to do quite well under these conditions here. So that's looking good, and we're probably going to see a big run in copper here. We've got COPX also engaging to some degree, up 1.15. I'm not sure if this believes the move or not. But I would expect if copper continues to go up that we will see this start to engage. Iron ore up 0.25. We're still squeezing in this big pattern here. It looks good to engage at any point. So when this squeezes up like this, you've got a bunch of energy with copper breaking out and oil breaking out and fertilizers breaking, all this stuff. I would expect that this is going to break to the upside. That will also probably impact shipping and stuff like that as well. Aluminum up 1.16, but still in this channel. We haven't broken out yet. We've got nickel up slightly. It's looking a little bit better, and hopefully we can keep this momentum to come on up off this double bottom. It's looking a lot better. Move up about 1%. It is moving higher, looking all right. Not a great candlestick today, but it is higher by about 1%. Emerging markets, it likes the weak dollar, weaker yields. Emerging markets are starting to react to the upside. You're also going to start to see other currencies that could potentially benefit from a weaker dollar if we continue to get dollar weakness. KRE up 2.5%. It's ripping. TAN up a little bit, 1.21. We've got lithium up 1.7, liking the weaker dollar, weaker yields. The bullish engulfing was here and here. We should have been positioned there and there for this move on up. REMX up 2.3. You had the bullish engulfing. That was your signal to go long, and we are long. Baltic Dry Index down slightly. This is probably 1 day delay, so it's probably up today, but this has broken the falling wedge. I expect sideways to higher action over time. XHB loving the lower yields, working its way on up 2.28% for home builders. We still have this ugly rising wedge breakdown, and we could get some resistance up where that X is if we get up there. And we'll see what yields do. Russell up 2%, and these are, I think the Fed is buying interest rates to prop this up. Russell's up, SPX is up 1.8. We were starting to droop down, and the plunge protection team came in and said, nope, 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 we got to get this up. We got to get these tax revenues up. NASDAQ up 2.45. It's very sensitive to interest rates, as you can tell. SMCI up 1.5. This looks good to work its way on up. Small selling pressure on top of support. NVIDIA up 3.3. We got to get it back above this trend line, and if yields continue to go down and the dollar continues to go down, it very well could go higher. Bitcoin up 3.5%. It is liking the weaker yields, weaker dollar, probably some money printing going along with all this. Ethereum up about 7%, bouncing back above that support resistance level, which is this guy here. MSTR up about 5.39. Kind of a weird looking pattern. We had tons of selling pressure over here. That's all selling pressure there. This looks a little bit different on the right-hand side. It very well could go higher. And I'm sure it'll move with whatever Bitcoin does, which looks good to go higher. And then the VIX is down 13.85%. They tamped that down pretty good. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you like. We've got that discount coupon code. We've got the midweek update that's released, and we've got a question and answer session coming up at 7 a.m. Saturday. Mountain Time would be the next one. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.